Moving in together can be really exciting, or it can also really destroy your relationship. So if you're thinking about moving in together, there's a lot of things you need to talk about before you actually do it, right? Obviously, expenses is one of them, but who's going to do what within the living situation, right? Like the old classic, who's going to take out the trash? But it's really important that when you first move in together, that you do what it is that you intend to do for the eternity of your relationship. Because unfortunately what happens is people move in and they're on their best behavior, because especially if you're moving into someone else's established apartment or house, right? Because you're moving into their space. So you're trying to abide by their rules and you're trying to make them happy. But then as time goes past and you realize that you're not getting your needs met, your behavior changes. But then that throws your partner off and your partner's like, wait a minute, this isn't what I signed up for. And then that's where the problems go. So if you're talking about moving in together, you need to have a really honest conversation about how it's going to go, the things you're going to do, and whatever it is that you say you're going to do in the beginning, you need to keep doing. If someone is moving into your space that you've been living in for a while, and now you're asking your partner to move in there with you and share it with you, you need to let go of control. Right? Because first of all, control is abuse. You don't want to be controlling. It's abusive. Most people don't look at it that way, but it really is. But this is no longer your place. It's our place. And your partner needs to feel really comfortable there too. So you need to let go of some of the control. You need to find a happy compromise. The best thing to do when you're going to move in together is to sit down and each share your wants, needs, and desires and compare them. And if they don't match, then you need to find a happy compromise on how it's going to go. And if you can't, then it's not a good idea to move in with each other. Make sure that you just have an honest, open conversation about expectations, because expectations can really destroy relationships. If you have an expectation that you didn't voice, it sets your partner up for failure if they don't know what you expect, and then you're angry that they didn't do it, right? So living together can be really fun and exciting, and of course it helps with expenses, but you need to really be honest and open and make clear decisions about who's going to do what and not change that. You know, don't say you can do something if you know in your heart, like, yeah, I don't really want to do that, but I'll say that just to get me into this situation, right? That's going to set you up for failure, and you're much better off not moving in together if that's how you feel. So do yourself a favor and be really honest and do some soul searching, and do not offer or start doing things that you don't want to do, that you can't continue to do, because when you stop doing it, it's going to cause a real problem in your relationship. Just a word of advice if you're living in a New York City rent-controlled apartment. One of the biggest mistakes of my life was to give up my rent-controlled apartment to move in with the man that I thought was going to be my forever. But 4 years later, when we broke up, I found myself in free market rent, which sucks, quite frankly. Manhattan's really expensive. So don't be so quick to let go of a rent-controlled apartment, even if it's a tiny, crappy little apartment, unless you're really seriously thinking this is forever, let's get married, and get that ring on your finger first. I'm Donna Barnes. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my videos if you found them helpful. And if you need personalized help, I am available for private coaching.